Hi, my name is Robert. This video is designed to give you step-by-step detailed instructions on completing the task at hand. Please read the comments in the About section of this video. It has valuable information and updates. My YouTube channel has a disclaimer video that I encourage you to watch. And please like, share, and subscribe. I hope you found what you're looking for. Thank you very much for watching. Recently got some LEDs in from Amazon. We're going to test them. These are the tail lights for the P80 cars, S70s, those vehicles, 850s. And these are the H7 replacements for the S70s. These are LED bulbs. So those cars have a hard time with seeing the road. So we're going to do a before and after test with a V70 and see how well these perform and how they look on the road. So we're getting ready to go run the before test, and then we'll install them, show you how to install them, run the after test. Alright, these S70s have a history of bad lights. What normally happens is the lens gets cracked or the reflector behind there starts getting dull. I rate them on a scale of 1 to 5. I think these are probably a 2 or 3 of 5. But sometimes they're so bad, the lights doesn't even shine out and never hits the road. They're just dim lights. I've had the problem with my mom's car, my daughter's car, and the shinier those reflectors are, the better the lights throw out. So there are those lights throwing out, and we're going to go see how they look on a dark street. We're going to go ahead and install these LED headlight bulbs in these assemblies. As you can see, they're not real shiny behind the lenses. Here goes the instructions. The link to where I got them from is in the comment section. You can go there, but we're going to go ahead and install them and run the test. The instructions are not that complicated. They got show and tell instructions, and they have written instructions as well. They have a 36-month warranty. That's pretty good. Not a lot of companies do that anymore. What you do is come behind the light, turn it a little bit, and now you have access to your light bulb. First thing we want to do is make sure that your wiring harness is still in good shape, and this one is. Very common for these to be totally deteriorated, shorting out your bulbs and stuff. Next, you want to go ahead and unplug the light assembly from it, and the holder crumbled, so be careful. Next thing you do, you squeeze this in, flip this over, and remove your current H7 bulb. Okay, when you pull the bulb out, you see it's got that tab there. You got to insert that one the same way so that that tab fits in there, and then try to swing your spring around to lock it in place. So the tab goes up, you set it in place, and our spring assembly is kind of awkward, so let me use 2 hands and try to get this spring around there. I'm going to have to spread them out real wide and then lock them in. We installed the bulbs, but we could not secure them in with the metal levers because our lever wouldn't slide down in the little slot there. Let me take the light off. See the little groove there? In our OEM style light bulbs, it has a big groove there. This one, let's say it has a 2mm groove versus the actual lights that go in there has like a 4mm groove. And that allows the spring to hold them in to sit down in there. So what we're going to try to do is open that up a little bit, cut into that, and see if we can get that to clip in, because these lights have to be clipped in your housing correctly. So I twisted that and pulled it off of the stem so that we could try to cut into that with a Dremel wheel a little bit to get it so that they can sit in there. In there and took a wee bit off with the Dremel. I would probably say less than 10%. So now the clips do latch. You got to push them a little bit, but they do latch. Now that they're in, we could push the light bulb in and lock those in. So let's see the orientation so that we don't have any problems with doing that. The light goes in that way and then turns that way. So that's all we got to do. And it's got channels, and you can see the little tabs on both
one
sides.
is bigger than the other.
Okay, so it only go in one way. So now we're going to screw that in, lock it in, and we're good to go. Now we have to hook up the connectors. They want you to put these, they're basically what we call ballasts, but these light controllers in a place where they're not directly affected by heat. Try to secure them somewhere. We could zip tie it somewhere like this here, and then we plug that in into those wires and plug this in into that connector, and we should be ready to go. Other than the fact that we need to modify our end cap so that the wires can go through there and have a rubber grommet that needs to be waterproof. Now our light assembly has a fan on it to help circulate air, stop them from overheating. Basically, you want 2 holes big enough for these 2 things to go through, and this one here, when you plug the light into it, it actually screws the light together. But we're going to hold off on doing that till we test the lights. We're not going to have any problem with water intrusion. We don't have any rain forecast, and it's real dry. But you don't want to run this if it's raining out, because if that stuff gets wet, it'll destroy it. All the connections made, we're going to see if the light comes on and works. This one hadn't come on yet. Give it a few more seconds. See if it comes on. We might have reverse polarity. Let me switch those 2 wires. The connector on here actually has a polarity. Here you go. You see the plus and the minus. Alright, I reversed the polarity on them, and there they are. As you can see, one of them does look brighter than the other. So we're going to hook this passenger side up, and we're going to try to adjust the beams at the right height, and then we're going to go reevaluate our little track that we went on testing the old headlights. On this side, we were trying to get the bulb frame in place, and we accidentally pushed the reflector loose inside the light assembly. So we need to remove the lens, remove the light assembly, and reset that reflector back there. It's about 10 minutes. We got the 3 bulbs loose. We got to knock these clips off the bottom and then reset that reflector. As you can see up there, it looks like overheat marks, and that is consuming some of the reflective ability, and those are just, like I said, 3 or 5. These are about average, so you're going to see the average results of these assemblies. Now this popped loose when we were pressing on it. This gives us a chance to check our wire harness, and right here, this rubber piece pops onto that tab there. This adjustment thing on the bottom gets hooked on that. So you got to make sure that's popped on that, the top is popped on that, and this over here is slipped into that corner there. Okay, we heard the bottom click in, that piece clicks in up there, that piece presses on there, and this assembly should be ready to go back together. Put the glass on, because you got to seal that off, and then we'll be able to put that piece on the back that we were installing. Do you already have that clipped in? Mm-hmm. Alright, it's clipped in. We're going to turn that light bulb in while it's out. The wire will be on the bottom, and then we're going to get that ballast type thing and hook that back up, plug that in. Let us get this lens on here first real quick. And we got this one reverse polarity again. So let us fix that. Evidently on this side the brown is positive and the yellow is negative. Alright, the light's installed. we're going to see. And yes, man, they come on fast and bright. Alright, let's go on our little journey and see how they look on the road. Alright, with the lights on, the fan is running. You can feel them pulling air through the back of them. Like I said, after we test them, we're going to modify the cover. We're turning on Sierra, and you can see the beam and how they look down the road. We're going to go in this dark alley and see how they look. Alright, here we go. Turn right on Sierra. Got a lot more white down there. We're going to go up this alley and see what the alley looks like. Watch that big brick over there in this dark alley. The things up the road. So this is the after. Coming through the alley. Alright, I'm standing here and Tony's going to come up the alley so we can see what his lights look like when they come up the alley toward me. And here he comes. A lot brighter white. Alright, so we're going down Manal, and we're going to hit that other road that we hit yesterday so we can do a before and after on that almost dark road. Okay, we're going to come up this road. As you can see, we can only see about 30 feet in front of us. And you can see all of the road. Didn't seem like we could see all of the road before. Now I can see street and signs all the way up there. There's a yellow triangle sign I can see. Don't hardly see anything off to the sides. We're going to go up here and hang a right up at the next possible right, but wasn't able to see that reflection last night, I don't believe. But this is that back road we went on the before, so I'll switch back and forth. This road is darkish, and we'll see how it looks when we get the LED bulbs installed. I think it's right here. Turn right, before and after, and then we'll make a right turn up here at this next street. See the green light, green sign, right before the orange one. There you go. Alright, let's get the LED bulbs installed and see how this turns out. Now we're going to come back down here and head back towards Manal. But that is the white beam that we have now with the LEDs. They're not too bright and they seem like they have a good pattern. Here's my car with the HIDs, and we're going to put these two cars side by side to compare the light beam and the brightness of them. So there's Tony over there against the orange wall, and here I come next to him. There's Tony's, and there's mine. My beam seems a little bit more concentrated, but you got to remember, we probably should have done this before and after with Tony's. His reflectors are, you know, half destroyed, deteriorated. So if he had nice clean reflectors on his headlights, he would probably have a little bit brighter light than I have there. So there are the two. On the left is the LEDs with subpar reflectors, and on the right is my HIDs with great reflectors. We're going to go ahead and install these in the brake light position and see the difference between the brake light bulbs. So your upper light assembly right above the lower assembly has your brake light bulb. So that's the LED bulb there. Kind of hard to tell with all this light on it, but it's installed. We're gonna snap it in place and see if one will work off the other one. He already has LEDs on his license plate. Go ahead, hit the brake lights.
Did it work?
Yeah, it works. It looks more red, but it doesn't really look any brighter. Let's see what color this LED actually shines, and it does shine red. Yep, hit it again. Yep, it shines red. Hit it one more time, and it has elements out the end of it. All right, thanks. They actually work good, and they're nice and red. However, they're causing a bulb failure light to come on inside the car. So that's not good. We got to figure that out and let you know how things pan out. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.